Hey guys, Brucey here, and today I've got a beginner-friendly guide for Ark Survival Ascended, especially for all the new players grabbing it for free on PS Plus. Whether you're looking to tame some dinosaurs, build epic bases, or survive the madness with friends, I've got you covered. Let's go over the best way you can to find your friends. Now, the easiest way to play with your friends is to join an online official server. From the main menu, you select Join Ark and then filter by the official servers. At the top of your screen, you'll see official, unofficial, and non-dedicated. Let's quickly break down the difference between the three so you know which one is right for you and your friends. Official servers are run by Wildcard Studios. They have standard rules and settings. Progress saves automatically and servers run 24/7. They can be PvE or PvP. These are the most stable and fair across the board, but they can be competitive, so you have zero control over settings. Unofficial servers can be hosted by other players or companies like Nitrado. Settings can be customized, like faster taming, more resources, etc. They can be public or private. Some support mods on PC. Perfect if you want to tweak the game your way or create a private world just for your friends. Non-dedicated servers are hosted on a separate console or PC. It lets your main console run the game freely without hosting. No tethering, full customization. These are ideal if you have a second PS5 or a PC. It acts like your own server that's always on, giving your crew total freedom without having to pay for an unofficial server. The first thing you want to do is sort by ping. The lower the better. This helps you find servers that are geographically closer to you, even though there's no specific region filter like they have on PC. You can also scan the session name. Some server names include the map name or region, like NA, EU, or OC for Oceania, right in the title. That's how you spot a server that matches your location. Check the number of players. Official servers cap at 70. If a server's constantly full, you might want to look for a different one. If you find one that's only around 30 to 60 players, that might be an accessible world, but that's still pretty full. Once you find one that you like, click the star icon to favorite it. That way, next time you launch the game, it'll show up under the favorites tab. No need to scroll through the list again. It'll also always be on top. After you find a server that suits your needs, or the random one that your friend chose before you watch this video, you'll enter the character creation screen. I've already pre-made my character here, but you go ahead and screw around with this until you're ready. And don't forget to name your character. You can save the character that you make at the bottom left-hand corner with the save option, and then you can download different options or different survivors that you've pre-made also in the bottom in the corner there. When you spawn in, if you chose the island as your map, this is what you'll see. The green spawns are what the game determines as easy spawns, yellow is medium, and red is of course difficult. While as you get more experienced in the game, you'll be able to handle each of these areas, but for new players it's generally true. The one thing that is generally true no matter what is the beach is the most safe starting location. You'll find small dinosaurs such as dodos, dilophosaurs, and raptors in the area, with at most a therizinosaur and sometimes a sarco. Very rarely you might see an allosaurus up north or a rex. For this example, we're going to start in South Zone 2, and we're going to skip Helena. When you spawn in, you're going to see your survivor scratch his implant, or her implant, and look around quickly. You're kind of immune to damage for a couple seconds during this, but you can still have dinosaurs right beside you. I've been killed a couple times right on spawn by things like raptors, or been spit in the face from dilophosaurs at level 1. It's super fun. First thing you want to do when you spawn in, start hitting triangle if you're on a PS5, and just start picking up absolutely everything you can. You want fiber, you want wood, you want all of those starting materials that are very easy to get, including berries. Don't throw anything away yet. Ark is a game of progression. You're going to progress through cloth armor, thatch buildings, up to wood, stone, metal, tech. And cloth goes from cloth to hide. Some could say ghillie, chitin, flak, and then riot. Nobody ever uses riot, but the end at tech. Harvesting and crafting both grant experience in different amounts. At the start, it's the most important to get all of the things that you need just to survive your first night. I like to craft cloth hats because they grant quite a bit of experience for the materials that they cost, and you can be crafting them pretty much at the very start of the game. Alright, there we go. We're in the same location, flying in the air in creative mode. So what we did there was I used r.volumetric fog, r.volumetric cloud, and GCM. GCM is give creative mode, and the other two kind of clear the fog and the clouds out of the air. So yes, this is the same location. Right beside here is one of my favorite spawn locations. So we just follow this little path around here, and we go through this arch, and then up to the left. And that is where, if you're playing on single player, I recommend this as a starting base location. You just have to block off that little area, and then everything up here is pretty much almost flat. But you can build a quite safe base up there away from everything else. You got a nasty Spino down there, of course, but if you build right here, and then you cross across the water here, and there's really easy metal, and then there's some crystal and good other resources that are in the area. I really enjoy building this location because there is so much at your fingertips, and it's right beside a safe starting area and a spawn location. And there's a little explorer note right there as well. And I believe the crystal is, there's not very much, it's just around the corner. There it is, the very top of the mountain. So again, there is our spawning location, or building location that I recommend. Brucey's favorite, #1 spot for starting right there. Another advantage to the area, you can come down off of the cliff this way and head down this trail in between, and the very first starting cave, the artifact cave, is right around here, which you can farm up. There is obsidian, crystal, and other resources in there. Lots of metal for a starting player anyways. And of course you have some low-level cave drops, so you can get some high-end cloth armor, which is always cheap to make, and it provides good insulation, thermal and hypothermal. Another good base building location that is very popular online is this little area right here. You're quite protected from everything on all sides. Obviously, no dinos are going to really sneak in behind you or in up on you. The only thing is sometimes there are sarcos that spawn in here, or dinosuchus, as you see this guy here. The other easy option, if you can't find a base location that you like, is to build a raft base. This is always an option. Well, not always an option. This is an option on most ARK maps. Mostly like on the center, Ragnarok when it comes out, the island of course, and anything with a decent amount of water. If you want to be a weirdo, I guess you could build it on Scorched Earth, but I don't think it'll go very well. But I'm not the best raft base builder, so I'm not really the one you should be watching for a tutorial on that. But long and short is you can slap some foundations on a raft, basically build a house that you can boat around with, and this will help you get established at the start anyways. In official, quite often people have large areas pillared off. Building a raft is a good way to get around that, because you just walk into the water and place your raft after you craft it, of course, and you have enough resources to get it. It is a very easy way to get going and to get yourself established on a map. Another starting tip is, well, I'll just show you. So, yeah, it's all sorts of area to build here. I recommend that you start your very first playthrough, if you're doing official online, spawn on this Craig Island location. It is the bottom leftmost area. Do not grab this explorer note, but there is something called note runs that players do. Note runs will level you up extremely quickly. You run around, grab a bunch of explorer notes. Let's see if I can find one here. Don't grab that one, because that's a 3x explorer note. You want to save that for when you're doing something like the immune cave on the island here, for a really good XP boost, or going into a cave where you have some alphas that you found, a couple that you want to kill all really quick. But there's a note here. So an explorer note is kind of like one of these things. It's going to tell you some of the story of the game, and it's going to give you a 2x experience buff for 600 seconds.
The wondrous properties of the flora on this island will never cease to amaze me. If I'd told my colleagues in London that
So yeah, it'll read to you for a couple seconds there and tell you the most, or not most of the story, some of the story of the arc. There's different characters that'll read their story part to you, and yeah. All right, next big important fact is this is an obelisk. If you end up on the wrong map by loading into the wrong one that your buddy's not on, you can use the obelisk to upload your character if you're online. This is single player, so what you can see here is I can launch the dragon boss from here, craft a couple little tech things, and that's pretty much it. But the obelisks are very important. They're your first access to tech transmitters, basically, where you can launch a boss fight, or you can craft your tech replicator or your cryo fridge and cryopods. But again, at the bottom in between there, you can see upload survivor on official servers. You also have the option to upload your survivor and switch maps. Once you upload your survivor, you'll see a server list, and that server list will have all of the available servers. So if you're playing on a PvE server, it'll be all the other PvE servers. If you're playing on a PvP server, it'll be all the other PvP servers. You can also put items into there to hold. That would be like as you're doing your tribute and things like that. If you're playing on single player, you can just use that as a storage chest if you want to be a weirdo. But yeah. And that's it for this beginner guide to playing Ark Survival Ascended with your friends. Whether you're building your first base, taming dinos, or just trying to survive your first night, now you're ready to jump in with your crew. If this video helped you out, drop a like, subscribe to join the Brucey-M pals, and let me know in the comments what kind of Ark content you want to see next. Tips, builds, dino guides, I've got more on the way. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you survivors on the next one.